Good morning, friends and followers and fans. This is H3TV with Annie Meehan. So since 2020, I like to come to you every week and talk about how to navigate disruption with hope, health, and happiness in your workplace and in your home. And we all face disruption. Sometimes we confuse an interruption as a disruption, but disruption happens all the time in levels 1 to 5, different categories of disruption, like the Hurricane 5 we faced. But I was thinking about today, how do you stay hopeful when you face disruption, when you are navigating through a challenge? Oh, I forgot to say. So I was supposed to have a guest on here and they still might pop in, but I sent them the link and it popped back that they're out of town for a week. So I don't think they're going to show up. And that kind of ties into what I want to talk to you about today. So when a disruption, or in this case, an interruption, it's not tragic if somebody doesn't show up. I'm more of the mindset, the show must go on. Let's post something and encourage people and then get back to work, which I have plenty to do. What I was thinking is when a disruption happens, one of the ways I think you stay hopeful in the midst of disruption is that you recognize what you have a choice about. So always we have a choice to shut down. We have a choice to go inward. We have a choice to go outward. We have a choice to focus on the pain or focus on the hope. And so I'm such a believer that every day, in every moment, there's so many choices. And to make the right choice can be challenging, but usually, even if it's hard, I was talking to someone once about when we hit an intersection of pain or disruption in our life, choosing to get better, that I want a better life. What does that look like? And they said to me, choosing to get better is hard. And I said, you are right. But choosing to stay bitter is hard too. The difference is when you choose to get better, it'll be hard for a while and then it'll be better. When you choose to stay bitter, it'll be hard and it'll stay hard. And so when we think about making that choice to get up every day and like, I want to be better. It might not be easy. It might be challenging, but I want to be better. So I had a choice to, hey, I'm not going to air H3TV this week because my guest might not show up. Most likely won't show up if she's out of town till the 24th, or to choose to keep going. And even though this isn't exactly a thought about disruption, what I was thinking about this week as I've been doing a live a day, just kind of a nibble of encouragement, a little soundbite of hope in the midst of the busy and the hard and the distracted world that so many people live in. And so what I wanted to know, especially for you business owners, solopreneurs, or large companies, do you send out updates? Do you send out a newsletter? Do you send out weekly, bi-monthly, monthly information to your connections? So I've been sending a choose letter. What did I look at the other day? It's been like 12 years, maybe since 2012. So hundreds and hundreds. I send them out twice a month. I went through a period of doing once a week and a period of doing once a month, but now they are every other Tuesday. And I call it a choose letter. And so that's what I wanted to know from the listeners today is, if you send something out, do you call it anything? Does it have a name, or is it just an email update? So many people send newsletters. And so I remember intentionally choosing 12 years ago to write a choose letter, because I really wanted to show people that even in the things we don't like in life, we still have a choice about how we show up and how we respond to those challenges. And so I call mine a choose letter. And I wanted to know, do you send something out, and what do you call it and why? So whenever I'm working with a client that wants to be a professional speaker, I'll always say it's important to keep track of your clients and to stay connected with them. Not all the time, but on somewhat of a consistent basis, be it once a month, twice a month, or once a week, or whatever works for you. But I really encourage you to pick a name for that email that represents you and your brand. So choose letter was my brand back when I first started my business, was called No More Excuses for You. And I always thought about owning gyms and working with individuals in coaching or speaking, that I can pour lots of love, encouragement, hope, health, and happiness into people. But at the end of the day, they have to choose to take that and go do the work. And unfortunately, for all of us, we don't choose it once. We have to get up and choose it again and again and again. And so when I write a choose letter, I'm always thinking about, what choices will I make? So this week I was writing about, came out yesterday about being brave. So I am terrified of heights, and I'm afraid of heights. I'm a little bit afraid of water, even though I love water. I love to walk in the water. I love to be in a pool, but I don't like putting my face underwater. And I'm a member of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber, and there was an opportunity by Paradise Parasailing, invited those of us that were members, and I'm an ambassador, to come and have a parasailing experience for free, kind of to just show us what it was about. And I was like, absolutely not. I am terrified of heights. I can't do it. But some of my friends there were like, you got to do it. You'll be great. You're fine. I'm like, oh, I am so scared. But I decided, you know what? I get to make a choice, and I'm going to choose to do it. And it's so beautiful. It was scary, really scary. In fact, my arms were so stiff that afterwards they were like tight, but it's so beautiful. And I think about when we don't choose to put ourselves out there, to take the risk, to be rejected, to be afraid and do it anyway, we miss so much. And when my business was No More Excuses for You, I was like, every day, what if you get up and choose one good thing? One thing to move your business forward, one thing to move yourself forward, one thing to move your relationships forward, one thing to get your finances back in order, just one thing, just one choice to do one thing to work towards. And sometimes the road from where you start to where you end up is so long and so hard. And so if you can do it in small little bite-sized pieces, whenever I'm working with groups or individuals on setting goals, I'm like, set an audacious goal. I love audacious goals, but then make it smaller and smaller and smaller until you can just take one step forward. And so I love the choose letter because I love reminding people every day you get to choose. Choose how you show up, choose how you treat other people, choose how hard you work, choose not to give up on things that are challenging in your life, choose to strive even in the midst of much rejection. Just choose. And today started with a couple of challenges this morning, and I just thought, I get to choose. I get to choose if I'm going to let those challenges define my day, or I get to choose if all of the abundance and blessings and good things that I do have in the midst of some challenges will dictate my day. And I'm choosing to be hopeful. I'm choosing to be healthy, and I'm choosing to be happy. So before I sat at my desk this morning, I had 10,000 steps in. I took my dog for 3 walks already today. I did a workout video, ate a healthy breakfast full of berries. I'm really just loving blueberries. They feel like a new food to me. I know many of you have been eating them for years, but they used to be bitter and now they taste delicious. Our taste buds change, but I get to choose to retry foods I don't like, or choose to go up in the air above a huge body of water. And even if I'm afraid, do it anyway. I really know that we make choices every day. And in every choice, we are usually being led by fear or by love. So my hope for you today is that you will make your decisions based on hope and love, not on fear. Jump anyway, say yes, push through the challenges to get to the other side. Believe in yourself, believe in other people. I have the opportunity to speak this afternoon. And I was thinking last night about what I was going to talk about. It's a women's leadership group. And I was like, oh, I'm going to start with the pop quiz. And if you're listening and you're part of that group, you get a head start. But this is the pop quiz for today. Who, please share in the comments, is your favorite author? What book do you love to read that inspires you and encourages you? And maybe you've read it more than once, or maybe you've bought a copy and given it away. I love when people buy my books and give away copies to other people. So who's your favorite author? The second question is, what's your favorite quote? Who do you love to quote? What quote speaks to you and you love to share it with others to inspire them, encourage them on their journey? And the third question is, who is your favorite professional speaker? What speaker do you listen to online or in person that inspires you, that encourages you, that you can't wait to tell the rest of the world to hire, to meet, to listen to, whatever it is? Once you have those 3 answers, here's the quiz. Are any of them female? That's the question I ask a lot of people, because I meet women all the time, and there's nothing wrong with men. I love men. I know great male authors, male speakers, male quotes, but there's also a lot of exceptional women out there. And I always just like to remind people, what are you writing down? Who are you referring? What are you telling people they have to listen to or read or remember? And as a woman, speaker, author, and somebody who shares a lot of great encouraging quotes, I love to see people elevate and encourage other women. And that's a choice too, who we speak highly of, who we refer, and what we remember. So the quiz was, Was it all men, or was there some women in there, or were they all women? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for listening. And remember, life, it's about choice. I choose to be hopeful in the hard. I choose to be healthy when we don't feel like it, mentally, emotionally, physically, and a choice to live out. Hi, Irma. Hello, how are you? Great to see you. You're not consistent with yours. Yes, the key is being consistent, even if it's once a month. Set an alarm. I have so many alarms on my watch. Bosses me around, tells me to get up every hour and get 250 steps. My phone bosses me around, because when I get to my desk, I can get so sucked in and have piles of work to do on both sides of me and more books to write and tests to take. And so I love it. So good morning, Irma. So great to see you. Yes, set an alarm and do that once a month. Start that newsletter, but first, pick a theme name. What represents you and your brand? It could be the voice. It could be the encouragement. It could be the kindness. It could be the thought provoker. But first, think about what would be a name and a brand that would represent you and what you want to teach the world. For me, it's about teaching people. Every day is about choices. Every moment's about choices. Choose love, not fear, because too many people are being led by fear. So thank you for watching and for tuning in and for commenting. I so appreciate it. And thank you to our listeners. I'm sorry my guest didn't show up, but it's okay, because I got to say hello just from me and tell you how I stay hopeful is by remembering to make good choices every day about loving myself and loving other people. I hope you do the same and have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care.